Minecraft starter bases. They're an issue. You see, if I just look up Minecraft starter bases on YouTube, all that comes up is bases that are not proportional for a starter base. People nowadays want to watch a 500 times 40-second video of someone building an insane base, rather than just accepting a small base that was built in a reasonable amount of time. And I want to bring that back for the few people that can still appreciate that. So I'm limiting myself to an hour to build my base today. And that's all. Only one base, and the video's over. Have fun. There's one last thing I should probably say before we start, and that's that I did 3 polls in my community post channel, just so I can get a grasp on what you guys wanted. So, I'm going to be building in a desert biome on Minecraft Java. So before I even get into the thing, I want to plan out what I want to build, because I'm building in a desert, that's what you guys chose. I'm going to start off by just looking at, desert themed houses. I don't want something like this. I do want more sandstone usage. I really like this. This looks cool, but that's a bit too long. Here I am in Egypt now, and I'm looking. This is a citadel. Look at this. They use a lot of bricks, I'm noticing. A lot. And they also have a lot of these dome-shaped, roofing. Yeah, Egypt definitely uses a lot of brick, but I also noticed that they use a lot of really bright green. Or it doesn't even have to be bright green. I think it's just green overall. It shows a lot more because there's not a lot of green in other places. At least it's more green in the more beautiful places, but it's still city-like. Yeah, so bricks, lots of small plants. I think I get a general understanding of how to build properly to stay on theme. I've seen a lot of people creating forever worlds and stuff, so I'm just gonna call mine the forever world. Alright, I guess just create a new world. And we're loaded in. There's jungle over there and trees over there and savanna. Looks like hills. But we need to find a desert, so let's go through the savanna. I would say free food, but there's a village. Also, I don't really know if it's clear due to the fact that I did 3 different polls about this series before even starting the series. But you guys have complete control. This is not I know I make the content here, I'm the one playing it. But ooh, we're dead. But even though I'm the one playing it, you guys are the ones in charge. You are the viewer. That is some cursed seeds right there. I would say that this acacia village is nice, but I think there's something nicer. I'm gonna get stone tools, and then I think we can travel into that desert over there. And there's iron and coal. I don't really want to speed run through Minecraft in this kind of forever world. I want to take it a bit calmer than usual, because I think I can do more. Speaking of that, I actually have a rule for this series that I didn't describe in the intro. I'm going to completely restrict myself from getting mending at all in this series. It's not like I'm going to burn an item if I find an item with mending on it, but I'm not going to put any mending on any of my armor if I do, try and get specific enchantments on my armor. I probably will in the future at some point. I'll probably end up getting a lot more things to do, because if I have mending on everything, then I never have tools that break, and it's also going to discourage me from getting tools again, because it's one more thing I need to do. However, if I have tools and they slowly break over time, I'm gonna have to replace them. How awesome would it be to just have armor sets just lying around? They might be on low durability, but they'll be oh, that was my first armor set right there. Bam. It's gonna be cool. I want to use more things until they die. This wooden pick. I always, in a lot of my series, I keep my wooden picks. Unless I'm speedrunning or something, I usually keep the wooden pick. Because it's... Well, we found our mesa. But yeah, I like to keep the wooden pick and stuff like that. Just because it's it's kind of like memorabilia. It's the first thing. It started my entire world. It's the first thing that got me any stone in the world. I like this little lake we got right here. It's pretty nice. Especially with the mesa in the background. Oh, okay. That's just straight up a bird. A bird underwater. Or into another portal. It's actually really cool. Honestly, I think that this might be a really good spot to build, and we can always just expand across the river. I really like this. I think I'm gonna set up a base camp right about here. Now I'm kind of imagining how I want this to go, and I think step one would be to flatten this part out a little bit. I'm probably gonna have to like do a little terraforming. Now, I don't know if you can see it due to YouTube kind of reducing the quality on basically every video that they upload to YouTube, just by a little bit. I'm not saying it's bad, but like, I don't know if you can see it in this vast desert, but there's a desert temple over there. And now we have a nice place where we can start building. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to get some cut sandstone. How does that look? Now, that may not look the best. However, I can craft a single iron ingot with one that we have. And using our new 3 stone, we can craft a stone cutter. So then by doing that, it actually looks a lot better. Now I'm going to use some of the cut stone. Now I'm going to use some of the cut sandstone to make cut sandstone slabs, because I want to put some around. So I'm actually going to go up here because I do want some of this wood. I also kind of want to use some of this terracotta because I think that would be pretty good. There's a trick I learned a really long time ago. I have no clue where it originally first came from, but remember I saw in a YouTube series a really long time ago, like I'm talking like Legacy Console Edition days, that you should leave stumps every once in a while. You can see where trees naturally were, and then like you'll get a true like sense of like how much land you clear by chopping down trees. Like simply from, instead of just seeing like a now barren landscape of like void of trees, instead you see stumps everywhere, which is kind of nice. Now I actually want a lot of this white terracotta. I think some the gray would probably work pretty well too, so I'll get some of that. I'm gonna try and build one of like the rounder rooftops. And clear, oh, looking at it, that does not, so looking at it from afar, it does not look the best. I think we just gotta already go back in, like immediately. Just like that. Put a little bit more of the white back on top. And it doesn't look too bad. I meant to make the building a bit taller, but we only have so much time. And in making this video about how I think starter bases should actually, you know, be starter, at least in some way, I'm not saying that you need to spend only an hour on your starter base. If you're spending multiple hours on your starter base, that's completely fine. Because, you know, Minecraft is a sandbox game overall. Let's sleep one more time. But what I am saying is that I think there's a small issue that has been addressed before, don't get me wrong. And that issue is, of course, that starter bases are not starter. And in making this, my goal is simply to just make a good video for you guys. So I'm going to use my last 2 iron to make a pair of shears. Now, yes, this episode is very short and concise, if you would even call it an episode. Now, we only have about 15 minutes, and it's kind of hard for me to go get iron, so I can plant a farm. And I think that looks pretty good. And I think our base looks pretty good for only being built in 45 minutes. I'm actually on like a pillar of sand because, you know, I'm kind of just still in gold pants, stone tools. I definitely don't want to take this like incredibly slow to the point where it's boring. However, I do think that this should be it for the first episode. And that's about it. Episode 2 will come very soon. Just tell me what you want. Anyway, have a good day. Chase passion.